Well, hey there, it's Pastor Dave, and I wanted to share an update with you about something that we've been praying through and thinking through, and really is heavy on our heart. And before I make the announcement of what it is, let me let you know that you're not alone. What I mean by that is I feel the weight that you are feeling, and just know that you're not alone. You might be sad, you might be anxious, you might be filled with joy. And let me encourage you, if you're filled with joy and optimistic about things, know that there are other people all around you that have the weight of the world upon them. Whether it's Afghanistan, whether it's the pandemic, whether it's politics, whether it's just job, whether it's family, we live in a weight filled world. And here's the deal: we at Catalyst Church don't want to add good things to your life that will add a weight to your life. So what we're going to do is the following. Since we're in the middle of weight-filled times, we are not going to do the men and women's Bible study starting in September. We're going to move that, or the idea of that, to January, and we're working on some things on how to simplify things where not only are you going to be a part of community, but also you're going to be a part of growing deeper into God's word. And we're going to try to work through some things to keep it simple, to keep it non-weight bearing on you, so that you can spend time personally with Jesus. You can serve and you can be rested up and you can spend time with your family, because we don't want at Catalyst Church to be a burden to you. But at the same time, there's a couple things that I want to encourage you to be a part of, starting even right now. Even though we're not going to do the men and women's Bible study, the first thing is you have to make sure that you're there on a Sunday morning, because at that month, that's the very basic part of what we can do. We believe that being a part of a church, a community, we need to gather together. So be there in person, and come safely if you can. However, that sees fit in your life. But if you can't come in person because for whatever reason, make sure you join online. Make sure that you are a part of the teaching, the worship, the prayer that is going on. So that's number one. Be there on Sunday mornings. Try to be there in person, if at all possible. But if not, we have it online. Now, the other thing is make sure you're part of a community group. We're going to strengthen our community groups. We're going to work on some things. Or we have some amazing leaders, and they're tired and weary also. So we, as the leaders of Catalyst, are going to continue to pour into them as they pour into you. But here's the deal: if you're not a part of a community group, you need to be a part of a community group. The community groups are simply this: a community of people gathered around God's word. While we are growing in God's word, we're caring for each other either. You need care, you need spiritual growth, and that's where your community group is vitally, vitally important. If you're not in one, you need to get in one. So reach out to me if you're like, you know what, I know I need to get in one, but it's kind of intimidating and this, then the other. So these are community groups centered around God's word so that you can grow in your relationship with Jesus and others. The third thing is, please make sure you join us for our prayer times. I've experienced more joy in the middle of my weight and my, if you want to say, pain, not only as a leader, but a human being. I'm in the middle of this crazy time that we're in, and this prayer time has been extremely important, not only to my spiritual growth, but to my joy, knowing that I'm not alone and I get to pray for others, with others, and be encouraged around. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8 a.m., please make sure, just make that a priority. Set an alarm. Get there to prayer time on YouTube and Facebook, and then of course on Tuesday, Thursday at 8 or at 7 p.m. So 8 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then 7 p.m. on Tuesday, Thursday. Be a part of our prayer time. Then the last thing is this: you need to make sure that you are resting. You are resting with God. You are casting all of your anxieties on Him because He cares for you. So that's the last thing. Make sure that you're not reliant on just the church and the pastor and leaders, but make sure you're reliant on God Himself. And when you do that, ladies and gentlemen, you will grow in your relationship with God, in an intimate way. So let me encourage you with those things. Again, we will not be having the men and women's Bible study in September. we're going to punt to January in 2020 with something that we're working on, so that we're not overbearing you. So with that being said, is hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully to see you Sunday. Hopefully to see you at prayer times. Join a community group. Cannot wait to see you very, very soon. All right. God bless.